tell you now, I ain't no holy individual, but I am righteous. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna steal from you, I'm not gonna cheat you. I'm gonna tell you the truth, whether you like that or not. That's it.
Now I hear you.
You
hear
hear
me?
me now? What's good, my digger?
What's up, man?
All right. What's going on?
I'm actually at my work, but it's all good.
Okay, no doubt. Good. Thank you for taking the time to chop it up with me.
No doubt. Now, thanks for having me, man. I'm in Sweden, so it's 10.
Oh, wow, you're in Sweden?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. What time is it?
It's 10 in the night, 10 p.m.
Oh, wow.
I work the graveyard shift,
So, I used to do that. Wow.
Huh?
Yeah, I used to work the graveyard shift. Yeah, I used to.
Yeah.
It's a lot. All right. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, K Sluggah, the legendary K Sluggah. You've been doing your thing for a while. You work with Griselda. I've even seen you do something recently with Melee Sparks and Clever One.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, the list goes on. So, I mean, how did you get into beat making? Were you rhyming? Were you DJing?
I started as MC when I was. I started rapping probably when I was like 11 years old or some shit like that, and then I started making beats. Yeah, when I was like 18, 19. Then I got my first own apartment. And then I started making beats for real, because then you can smoke a little bit. It's more relaxed. So
that's hang out. Yeah.
I'm like 19, so it's going on 15 years.
Oh wow! So when you first started, what equipment were you using? Was it top of the line equipment?
Yeah, I had a friend that's like over 10 years older than me. That's his name is 12-Bit, and he's also a producer from Sweden.
I heard
and
him.
He was really into like the hardware and all that stuff, and like records, and he had a SP 1200. He had all of the like classic equipment. He'd been doing beats since the 80s. And when I see him, because I had some friends, they was doing more of like downloading MP3s and doing it on the computer. That's all good, but I wasn't really I didn't get so inspired by that, But when I seen him, I was like, oh, this is how you really do it, like with the records and with the machines and with the whole lab, like, he had the whole shit going. So that's when I really became interested. And then I bought EPS 16 Plus, the Ensoniq joint.
Yeah.
From him. And he teach me how to use that, and so that's what I started making beats on.
Okay, so what are you using now? What are you using today?
The ASR 10 and the MPC Live.
Oh, okay, so you went from the EPS 16 Plus, which is the predecessor to the ASR 10, which is the successor, right? And then you said MPC Live. Do you use them both at the same time, or is it separate? Like when you're making certain type of vibes?
From the ASR, the MIDI, it can be some problems. I have experienced that it crashed, when you plug it into the MP. So now I usually just chop it up on the ASR, because I like the way not to see the waves. In the ASR, you don't see the waveforms. So you get a little bit more free with the chopping, if you know what I mean. You don't get stuck. If I see the waveform, you usually get stuck in, it's got to be there,
So using more
if you just use your ear, I don't know, it's something with that limitation that I like,
Yeah,
I chop it up and I do the drums in that, and then I record it on the MP, the chops, and then I put it together on the MP.
Yeah, because that ASR 10 is a very popular machine. I notice a lot of people, as they get more equipment, they always keep that around, that ASR 10. I hear a lot of
yeah, it's the same for me. Like I love it. It's Sometimes I use just MP, but often I use the combination of them both.
Yeah, yeah. Because Alchemist started with the ASR 10.
Yeah. Word. And like Rissa did all the like Only Built for Cuban Links and all of the classics on like the little bit later, like the mid-90s stuff he did on the ASR 10.
Right, definitely. So let's talk about digging. Are you an e-digger or do you strictly vinyl?
I use vinyl like 90% of the times. I can, of course, if I see like I hear something that's crazy, or like I use like waves or MP3s or whatever. But for me, it's not like you can use whatever. I feel it's about the beat. But for me, I just get more inspiration with the vinyl, like with digging, the whole mission, the whole shit. You know, that's more inspirational for me.
Right.
But I don't think it matters really. It's just what the beat becomes. But yeah, for me, it's more inspiration of digging actual records.
Definitely. So, okay, so you say you like vinyl. Now, do you find like, because I know you've been making beats for years now, where do you store all those records? Do you run out of space?
I sell some, you know, when the money gets low, but I try to keep most of it in my lab.
Okay, got you. So with the buying the records, when you go to the record store, and I'm sure you dig not just record stores, but all type of obscure places. I'm sure you've been had to throw on the face mask just for getting up in the nose. I know you probably doing all that. What do you look for? Do you go by the cover? Do you go by the genre? What makes you buy that record?
You know, when you after a while, I was total novice. I'm still not like, oh, I know every label, I don't, you know. But once you start digging, you see. I look for labels. First off, the years is very important for me. Like the years, like 67 to like 75. That's the golden years, I think. And then the label, and of course the artist, like, but if you know the artist, and the cover, and you learn some like tricks. You look in the back, they usually says what instruments are used. If I know, like, if it's synthesizers combination with, you know what to look for. And when it's ethnical diverse, then you always get it. If it's a black guy and a white guy and like a Latin guy, then you know it's fire because they connected it, you know.
Right. Yes. So when you throw that record on, are you spot sampling? Meaning, are you just going through the record, or you let the whole record play?
I usually just go through the record, like, you know. It depends on what genre it is. If it's like music I enjoy listening to, I listen to it. But, you know, sometimes you get records. I try to get like a lot of European records. Like, it's almost like pop music, or what you can say from the like early 70s and stuff. Mm-hmm. And most of that shit is trash. But you can find, like, you know, real dope intros, real dope, you know, and it's pretty untouched since it's European, you know. So
now, are you one of those producers that feel you have to chop up every sample, or can you just loop the sample sometimes?
I can just loop it. If it feels right, it feels right. You know, for me, I think it's, you know,
right.
You know, I usually, if I loop something, sometimes I always add drums, but sometimes you can't tell that I add drums, if you know what I'm saying. You know, I always add something, you know. I always add like a little percussion sounds, or a little, just to keep the groove, you know. But I'm all for like looping. I love like Alchemist, Madlib, you know, the loop type of producers, you know. I love that sound, like the Rock Marcy type of sound, you know. I love that.
Right. Because, you know, some people say that looping is cheating. All he did was just loop it and add drums. But sometimes you can mess up a groove, you know, by trying to chop it up, and the beat still be trash. You chopped it up in 30 different pieces and it still don't be good, you know?
Yeah, word. I think, you know, hip hop started with loops, you know. It's nothing wrong with loops, you know. That's the like the essence of it, you know.
Right. I think chopping just lets you to get a little bit creative. here.
Word.
You know,
Word.
but
But
sometimes
I love chopping, but you know, I'm not afraid of using a loop. But like, you know, if the loop is right, the loop is right, you know?
right. So let's talk about drums, right? Where are you getting your drums from? Are they strictly on vinyl?
No,
Are you
no,
fanatic like that?
no. So I get, you know, breaks and stuff from vinyl, but I usually I get packs, you know, all types of everywhere from friends and from, you know, I buy packs and, you know.
Right. What about would you loop a drum break?
Yeah, but usually I chop it up because, you know, if it's untouched, if I don't recognize it, you know, then I can, as far as I know, I'm the first one looping it. Right. I might loop it, you know, and add like maybe a sub drum under it or make, you know.
Right.
But you know, usually I just I chop up if I use breaks. Right. But you know, I have a trick, like you take a loop, a drum loop, and you filter it or you EQ it, so you take away all the lows, and then you just have the hi-hats and maybe a little snare sound or whatever, and then you add your own drum sounds to that, because then you still have the groove of the live feeling of the loop or of the break, you know. Right. But you have your own sounds, and you know.
Right. So also that's a good way of doing drums. Never thought about doing it like that. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, that's dope.
Now, when you're just banging at a drum pattern, are you the type that you just hit the snare first and then add the kick, or is it at the same time?
I usually add do the snare first and then I add a kick, or you know, it depends a little bit of what you. Sometimes you have a groove, you find it like, and you can't separate it because then you lose it. Or for me, it's like that, you know, you can't you got to press it at the same time, like the kick and the snare. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, you know, it depends what I feel.
Right. Gotcha. So my next question regarding drums is, do you stack your drums?
Yeah.
So you stack them to make them thicker and things like that?
Yeah, okay. Definitely.
And what about quantization? Do you quantize?
I try not to. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes it can be helpful, but you know, I really don't like static drums, like when it's really, you know. Yeah, but sometimes it can be useful, but you know, I try to avoid it as much as I can.
Now, like, in your opinion, does every beat need to have a bass line in it?
No, but it's rare. I'm a bass guy. I love bass, you know. Right. So it's rare that you get a beat that's dope without a bass line. But if the sample has a bass line, you don't have to add a bass.
I feel. Filter the sample, correct? You just copy the sample and filter it, right?
Yeah. Or use just the bass and just EQ it up when you know. But there is beats without bass that's banging.
Yeah. There is. So I mean, we talk about sampling and all of that. Now, you don't have to answer this question if you don't want to, but how do you clear samples?
No, it depends on what sample it is, but you know, TrackLib is real dope because you can clear it so cheap there.
Right.
So if you use like a loop and it's really obvious, you know, but I never ran into a problem with that.
Right. Now, would you say, because I've spoken to a lot of producers within our genre, the underground genre, and they say they don't clear samples because they're not working with artists that are up here, that it's not even necessary. Do you feel that way too? Like it doesn't make sense?
But it is like a gamble. I feel like this. If I get caught, I made it. Like, you know, if they take the effort to sue me, it means like I'm making money. So if I get caught, I can sacrifice those money because I'm probably already making money from all types of different places.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, and you know, it's hard to tell what's replayed and not, you know? It's like, you know, you get caught, I get told to not tell, you know, so I'm gonna say I played that shit, but we shouldn't talk about this recording though. But you know.
Yeah, because a lot of, like I said, I spoke to a lot of producers. They're like, man, I just put it out. I don't care about that. It's all about the music. You know, they come get me. That means I'm making, same thing you said, I'm making some money. That means I've made it and I'm growing in the game or whatever. So I know you work with artists from around my way when where I grew up at in Long Island, John Jiggs. How'd that come about?
That's my man. I got the Monopoly t-shirt on right now. That's his crew.
Yes.
He just approached me on SoundCloud like 2017, I think it was.
Okay.
And we started working, and then we made an album, Twin Cannons, in 2017.
Yes.
And then he came out here in 2018. We had a little tour in Europe. Him and his man Rockwell's.
Okay.
That's also in Monopoly.
Oh,
so
wow.
we did a couple of shows in Germany and in the Netherlands and Denmark and here in Sweden. And so now we have another project that's coming out any week in a matter of weeks that we recorded the most of it here when he was here. And then we just finished it up now. And he recorded some new tracks and we worked a little bit more on it, and now it's finally getting out.
Right. So when someone approaches you for beats, I mean, obviously you do charge for beats, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So someone like John Jiggs approached you for beats. Have you ever heard of John Jiggs before?
I hadn't, but I liked him, so we did it like. It depends. If you want to take a beat and you want to use it on your project, and even if you're good, but if you don't touch me like that, then I'm definitely charging, Right. But if we're gonna make a project together and it's something that I feel passionate about, and we're gonna make some money together, hopefully, when the projects come out, then we put it out on vinyl, whatever, we make some money, then we do it together. We make money together. So I don't charge on the beats then.
Right. So, for example, like an unknown comes to you and wants some beats from you, and you decide whether you want to give him the free beats and do a project with him?
Yeah, it's mostly that. It's a project. If we do a project, I'm not charging. But if I'm on your project, I'm charging.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you work with Griselda. You obviously did not do a full project with them. I don't think so, correct?
No.
So did they reach out to you or you reached out to them?
I reached out to Westside Gunn back in 2014. He was, I've been working with Hus Kingpin for a very, very long time, and since the MySpace days, even before I started making beats. My man raps, I rap in Swedish, but my man rapped in English. And we connected because they were working with a lot of producers that we was working with.
Right.
So, the years passed and I heard Westside Gunn on Hus Kingpin's project. And I liked what I heard, and I went to his SoundCloud, and this was the time he put out Hitler West Hermes 2.
Okay.
And I really was like that project. So I just wrote him on SoundCloud. And this was way before their fame,
Right.
So we made 2 songs. I'm on the Hall & Nash EP from 2015.
Indeed.
And we made a Lucy with him and Hus Kingpin called Bob Backlund that I actually had on my album that I released, like a compilation album.
Wow.
And after that, they blew up,
Right.
And I thought, man, they're not fucking with me, man. They don't give a fuck about me. I try to sell some, I try to not sell, like give them some beats. They didn't respond. And then in 2019, Conway wrote me from out of the blue, like, just send me some beats. And then it ended up making 2 of his projects. Everybody, what's it called? Everybody is Food.
Yeah. So do you pay for that?
No. If I got paid for that.
Yeah.
No, actually not.
Okay. So you approach Westside Gunn, all right, in the beginning, right?
I got some vinyls. I got like 20 vinyls of Conway projects. So that's worth money. So yeah, I got paid in that.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
But when you approached Westside Gunn in 2014 and gave him beats, you gave that on the strength. Just
because I heard and I loved it. What I heard, the first, I still think that's one of his best projects, the Hitler Wears Hermes 2.
Oh yeah, it was. So would you say, like, for up and coming producers, that's the route to go sometimes? Find someone you like and just give them some beats?
Yeah, word. I think, for me, money is, like you see, I work, I have a regular job, and of course, my dream is to live off the music.
Right.
But, if you come with the mind state, like, I want to make money now, you will never make any money, because they will, like, they're so, the scene is so oversaturated.
Right.
With producers,
Mm-hmm.
So you need to be a little bit humble about the money part, I think, right. In the beginning, until you get like a little bit, get some good placements or whatever, then you can, right. The next person that come, you can say, okay, but I work with this and so, so, I'm helping you a little bit. So,
So basically getting your credibility up first.
Yeah, word.
Then you can, so would you say it's more like big name, take little name?
Yeah, exactly. Like big name. And I had the feeling about Westside Gunn that this is gonna be big, man. Right. Like not as big as it became. That I never thought, but I thought like he's gonna be big in the underground. Like,
Right. Because then you said you gave Conway hit you up saying send him some beats, right?
Yeah.
Send him some beats or whatever. You know, he didn't offer you any money. He just said, "Here, I'm gonna give you some vinyls."
Yeah. I didn't really, to be honest,
he sold that. Yeah, because obviously he sold that project, and I'm sure he made some money off of it. Right?
He probably made a shitload of money actually, because they had like 1,000 vinyls or some shit, and I know. The thing is, I know the dude from the rap Wrinkle from Netherlands that put out some of the Conway projects.
Right.
So I talked to him too. But yeah, it was like that. So, I got to be honest with you, man.
Yeah, but do you think it's fair that he takes your beat and he sells it, makes money, and he didn't give you anything?
I don't think it's fair.
Right. I don't think it's fair either. I mean, because you gave Westside some beats. Okay, cool. You approached him, but Conway's now approaching you for some beats, and he took your beats, made an album, probably made a shitload of money off it, but didn't say, "Hey, let me break you off."
No, actually not. And I didn't ask him. I didn't ask him because I don't want to be like that,
Right.
And for me, I made money after that. After the fact, I made money of other people,
Okay, so he was a resume builder.
Yeah, it benefited me both financially to do that. Not that I get it from him, but I didn't want to approach him like.
Well, he approached you.
Yeah, but I don't want to approach him after the fact and be like, "Oh, you got to pay me." I just didn't want it to do it.
Right. So you looked at it as more as a huge resume builder. That's like like Jay-Z came to you.
Yeah, in our world it is.
Right.
In this underground, they are the biggest thing in this new wave of the underground, So
right. So do you prefer doing partnerships and just making money with the artist and doing the splits, or would you just rather sell beats?
I prefer to make projects. I prefer to make whole bodies of work. I'm an album type of dude, or EP. I like to make projects. So that's what I'm really. That's what I think it's the most fun, and
Right. So nowadays, when you approach an artist, are you approaching from a project perspective, or just, hey, I want to give you a beat?
It depends on who it is, and how. Yeah, it depends on who it is. Like,
Gotcha. So right now, I know you're a fan of the music because we're all fans of the music. We make music. You know, I make beats. You make beats. Who do you listen to that's new right now that you like?
I like a lot of the new wave of the underground. I listen to a lot of like all of them. But oh man, yeah, I'm doing a project with a dude named Lex Thelonious. He's from Toronto. He's down with Ason Eastwood, if you know who that is.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's real fucking dope. We make a project. It's incredible. We have a project that's coming out. Yeah, we're in the mixing process right now. So.
Right. Gotcha. The mixing process. That's what's up. Do you mix your own beats or do you have it?
Yeah, I mix my own beats, but actually with this Frozen Mugs that I did with Melee Sparks and Clever One, Joe Nicolo mixed it. Right. He's the one that had Rough House Records.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so that was an experience, you know. That was crazy. But otherwise, I actually prefer mixing my own beats. Because sometimes when I had the experience of giving away the stems and then it come back like a whole nother fucking song and no another beat.
Now, do you like that?
No,
stems.
I don't like that. I don't like to give away too much stems because sometimes they have another vision of what the beats, what the music should sound like, and you know it's my music, so I want to have the vision. I want to keep it.
You know, because I was always told that when. Like back in the day when, you know, artists were working with each other in the studio, they said if a producer didn't show up for the mixing session, he really didn't want that record because the mixing is right. You know what I mean? Everything.
And now when everything is so, you know, with emails and stuff, you know, it's really hard. You get a mix back and you're like, this is not right, and you have to put it in writing, and you know I think it's hard to put down writing of how I want it to sound, you know.
Right, because from my understanding, Madlib and Jay Dilla didn't send stems. You took it right off the CD. You ripped it right off the CD. So I don't know, were they mixing their own beats, or were they just making the beat just straight and just sending?
I think Madlib was just making it pretty much straight, but I think Dilla was mixing a little bit more.
Right, and their beats just had that thump to it, you know.
Yeah. Sometimes you know you fuck it up with too much mixing. I think you know.
Yeah.
But with this Joe Nicolo, he took my beats to a place when I didn't know it could take, actually, you know, because I'm a guy that usually have the sample in the front and the drum. Even if I have drums and I have banging drums, I usually have them a little bit in the back anyway, you know.
Right.
But he put my drums in the front, you know. And it was he made it sound crazy, but he's like, you know, he mixed fucking Fuji's the score, and he mixed Cypress Hill's catalog, and you know that's fucking, you know, so.
Right. So in this underground world of being a beat maker, is there any real money in this, or do you really have to be doing this for the love, first and foremost?
I think it's hard to make money, but there is money. Of course, there is money in it.
Yeah, okay, we'll keep that on the wrap. This is strictly for my diggers, man. I told you I get in everybody's business, man, because the reason why I started this platform was to celebrate us, but also give you an opportunity to teach up-and-coming beat makers.
That's what's up, man.
You know?
That's what's up.
So it's a give and take. You know what I'm saying? I'm celebrating you guys, giving you a platform, because a lot of times we get taken advantage of. We use people who take our beats, you know, they put out videos. You want to know who did the beat, they don't list the producer. So I want people to be able to place a face with the name when they hear K Sluggah, they see your face.
I appreciate you.
They know who you are, you know, and that's what the platform is for. It's strictly for my diggers.
That's what's up.
Genre, because we don't.
I'm gonna look into all of your shit now, man.
Oh yeah, most definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
dope.
So,
It's dope.
yeah.
Real dope.
So definitely,
No, because I feel like you're absolutely right with that. We got the bad end of the stick nowadays, man.
we
It's like,
do, because we give away beats
yeah,
for free. They go
yeah,
take it and make projects off of it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And just they think they're really doing us a favor. A lot of these guys,
yeah, yeah. Word up,
and it's
word.
not and it's
Yeah.
not cool.
That's why I'm not, of course, if some of the like bigger names, and people that I really like, I can do it for the love and I can do it. But that's why I'm trying to do this like projects and stuff, because that feels more equal. It feels like we're doing something together. We're doing something to benefit us both.
Right.
I get listed as an artist on the streaming services and stuff like that. It's more beneficial for us to do whole projects than to try to get placements with all these low like underground type dudes, because it really don't pay off.
Right.
Actually,
So who is on your wish list to work with next? Because you work with just about a lot of everybody, supposedly, right? So who you got your eye on next? What group of MCs?
yeah, I'm really excited about this Lex Thelonious project, even though he's pretty unknown. I'm in the talks now with Ason Eastwood. I really like him too. He's on our project, but we're talking about making something. Of course, all the legends and all that, like the generation, like the '90s generation, of course, and yeah, a lot of cats that's on the come up, and I love, like, of course, Rock Marcy, Ka. I love Ka, and yeah, like, that type of wave.
Right.
So yeah.
So when reaching out to some of these artists, has some of them just told you like, yo, I don't feel your beats, I don't want to work with you?
Often they don't respond when it's like that, but now I'm not chasing that so much. I'm trying to make, like I said, I'm trying to make projects. So it's not, Ka won't make a project with me like right now. I don't, I can't like approach him and say, hey, yo, let's make a project,
Right. So how many projects do you usually start at one time? Do you do one project at a time and then go to the next artist, or you got different projects?
I got different projects. I got a project with Mad Hatton too, if you know who that is. Yeah, I got a project with him. It's real dope. Also, a lot done. And yeah, I got some. I got a home team, Muddy Fatigue. That's my clique here out of Sweden. I'm releasing an album with my brother Chuck Ruckus. The 18th of June. It's on all streaming services. Chuck Ruckus, K Sluggah, Hood Trail Hunters 2. And then I got a project with my brother Rock Spots, but it's in Sweden, so you probably won't hear that, but it's in Swedish, and I'm so I got a lot of a lot of stuff going on.
So with all these projects you're doing, I mean, you're just one person. You have to have a lot of output of beats. You must have to make like 30, 40 beats a day.
No, but I'm trying to make, I got 2 kids. I'm raising 3. I got a full-time job, but I have my lab, and I go there. It's a lot of sleepless nights, I go there and I'm there, and I've just loved making beats, man, and I love to mix. I love to put it together, so that's basically all I do, man. I'm at home with my family, or I'm in the studio making music,
Right. Do you ever experience beat block where it just doesn't come out right? I mean, and go for days.
Of course, many times. But that's the thing that make me go more to beat making in the beginning than MCing, because as an MC, you have to have the inspiration. You have to be in that mind state, because for me at least, I can't write rhymes, about chasing diapers.
Right.
Like, but with the beat making, the samples and you know, even if you don't feel so inspired, you listen to a record, you find a sample, you're like, whoa, you know, you get inspired by the sample. So, but definitely I experienced beat blocks and stuff like that. Like, you know, it don't come out right. You sit the whole night. It's just, you're making just trash, you know.
Gotcha. All right. So before I let you go, I got one more question.
No doubt.
What advice would you give the upcoming beat makers that's trying to do the same thing you're doing and come up in the game?
Try to find some people that you enjoy working with first and foremost. Like try to find something that you make music that you're proud of and you think it's fun, and then try to you know, get some placements with some cats that you like, and then it's like a snowball effect. When you get one, you get two, then you know.
Right, definitely. Listen, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your schedule.
Thank you.
To chop it up with me. I didn't think he was going to respond. I'm like, that's K Sluggah. He ain't gonna answer me. You know,
of course, but I'm very appreciative. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah. And like I said, I just want to give, you know, like I said, give all us beat makers our flowers while we're still around, because we, like I said, we don't get appreciated at all.
No, man, it's
the shitty end of the stick. These artists some of these artists live high on the quote unquote hog while we still working jobs.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And you done gave them some bangers or whatever. You know, it's just not fair, man. So
no, I feel you, and I appreciate you, what you're doing, man.
Yeah,
and I got to check out all of the podcasts, and I want to check out your beats too.
Yeah. Go on my Instagram page, Boom Baptizm. You see all my beats on there. Like I said, I haven't started uploading the videos yet, because I've done G.G.A.Z, I've done the Architect. I got a lot of your peers.
Okay, dope. So, yeah, D.I.G.G.A.Z is real dope. I like him. Architect too. I like all of them.
Yeah, definitely J.R. Swifts that work with
Yeah, real dope. Real dope.
Yeah. So basically it's going to be,
that's what's up. I feel honored to be amongst these great people.
Yo, I feel honored that y'all all took the time to chop it up with me, because I'm just a regular dude in my bedroom making beats.
I'm also a regular dude, man.
I just wanted to just show some love and just establish something for us. It's education for me. It's education for people out there that, you know, want to learn and get the inside tips. That's why I asked. You can tell I'm a beat maker by the questions I've asked.
Word.
You know what I mean? People could tell when I interview, like, yo, he must make beats or something. One dude's like, he stopped and said, yo, you make beats?
Yeah.
Questions I ask. I'm not asking generic questions. I'm asking questions. You know what I mean? And things like that. So, you know, I just love beat making just as much as you do. And anything I can learn, I'm a student. You know, anything I can learn, you know, I'm down to learn. So once again, man, thanks a lot, man. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll stay in touch.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Thank you. Have a great one.
All right, peace.
Peace.
I'm gonna tell you now, I ain't no holy individual, but I am righteous. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna steal from you, I'm not gonna cheat you. I'm gonna tell you